Hey now, it's me, Soraya Parker, and this is Turning the Pages podcast. I have something epic, something great, something so serious and real here with you today. And this is my brother Tank. His name is Nathaniel Green, but they call him Blind Man Tank. He's blind and he can see more than more people that I've known. And I talk about him all the time, but now he's here in the flesh. We're gonna actually go down a memory lane about how we did some things and how we used to move, and that's why we are so driven and we're such a beast now, because of not just the life we live, but the life we're living now, but we just move a little differently. So Tank, my brother, I love you so much.
Love you too. Well, I'm Nathaniel Green, always known as Blind Ass Tank. And I'm just here chilling with my sister, trying to open up this podcast and have a little fun with it. It's my first go around, but I catch on real quick, so
Yeah.
you know.
And he looking kind of nervous and all, but there's no reason to be nervous because you looking nervous.
I'm just getting the feel of it. That's all.
Yeah.
I ain't nervous at all.
And we definitely still sponsoring the water, the Raw Main. And I'm telling you, this is one of the best waters. I have it with me all the time. I'm drinking it all day, every day, and I feel great. But Tank, so what I want the listeners to know is about, basically why we move the way we move. Even though we live the life we live, we can talk about a couple stories that we had or whatever like that about, matter of fact, I never even told him the story about when my baby father was looking for me down in Lou House. And I just had a miscarriage at that time, and he told, the guy that we was hanging with, because I used to get big high, like really, really high. And so did Tank. But he told Lee, you can tell the story. Go ahead and tell the story about how we used to get down and how you used to just come through the woods, blind as I don't know what, but you knew how to come there and get that crack.
Yeah, well, when you out there chasing, it don't make a difference. But it was just like a one route, leave out, make a right, make a left, cut across the tracks through the woods, and here I go. So I get over here, I turn around to my a friend of mine's house. I tell her in the beginning, I said, yo, don't get comfortable. We just come over here and chill, do what we do, and all right, I ain't gonna be in one place. This, and sure enough, she got over there and liked it. It's comfortable. We over there. We got VCR. That's how outdated we is. We got VCR over there just looking crazy, looking zapped out, and my little sister, she gets comfortable with it, and next thing you know, I pop up now, she here. And I'm like, what you doing here? And it's like, what you mean what I'm doing here? I said, I'm just saying, you told me you weren't gonna get that comfortable with, like, when I come back through here, you weren't gonna be here, whatever. Now you back and forth over here, and then you got a man trying to find you.
My baby father at the time.
And I'm like, what you doing here? I'm ducking. You seen man? He called your phone? I'm like, nah, ain't nobody called my phone. I ain't see him. You up there looking all crazy along with me. Just trying to figure out how we're gonna get through the rest of this day. Yeah, and we used to do things, you know what I'm saying? It was a lifestyle at the time, you know what I'm saying? I got turned on through meeting Sarai, and me and her just hit it off. We met through a mutual friend, and we just hit it off. She was always a go-getter, whether we was on a get high tip or whatever. She always was on point, always mad ideas, always trying to be an innovator, and is an innovator and a move maker. And that's what always turned me on about her, because I'm just the opposite on the male tip. Can't see, but can, and do what I gotta do, because that's just the way I know how to move. And me and her just clicked from day one. And I mean, it started off like, you know, we know everybody always go through the trying to outsmart each other, or I know more than you, or what's that and the other. So, you know, we was just going through a whole gang of stuff or whatever.
Yeah, they put me out there and talked about I was easy to get. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you got your feelings hurt.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, but we being guys. And he like, yo, I'm telling you, if you want, it's easy and all that. So, you know, like, I don't shoot my jumper directly. I just indirectly say shit just to see how she moving. Her body language ain't moving the way I needed to move. So, you know, you kind of fall back. But, because I ain't want to really play myself out of pocket to lose her friendship. But just being on some, yeah, I'm gonna see what's up. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it ain't go down like that. We end up still being tremendous friends, and I ain't mad at her. I love her to death. Be there for her. Yes. And all that good stuff. And we just had some wild, crazy experience. I can remember one time I'm sitting in my mother's house, and she pull up one night. And I'm looking down. I just know it was a car up there, and she like, I heard something saying, Tank. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, it's me, yo. I'm like, what's up? She like, yo, I got a couple dollars. I ain't got no money. She like, well, come on. And I'm like, no, hold up. So I had my baby mother upstairs at the time, who is my wife now, but yes. She up there. I know that bank card up there. I'm like, fuck that. I just around here, so I army crawls up the steps and wiggle my way into the bedroom and slid in that pocketbook. I don't know what card I grabbed. I know I grabbed a few cards. I'm blind now, so I don't see as well, and I'm legally blind, so I do have some sight, but really not try to depend on it. And so I grabbed the card. Oh shit.
That's okay.
So I grabbed the card. I grabbed the card. I slide out the room a little bit, put a little light on it. I see it's the Bank of America. I go back down the steps. I'm like, yo, give me 1 minute, yo, I'm coming. She out there sitting and shit, so we go out there. So I go out there, jump in the car. She say, where Hope at? And I'm like, she ain't there knocked out sleep. I got the bank card, so we go blow her bread first. Then we so high, I forgot all about it. I had the card. I'm like, yo, it's about 500. I don't know, something on here, whatever. And that's how we used to roll. Like, it ain't even matter. And we used to have just great fun, whether, you know, just being under influence or not. But, you know, then there come a time where it's just time to get things in perspective. And me and Tara had kind of split up for a little bit, but not like indefinitely. But she went on and tried to get herself together, and I was already working on myself. And we did get a chance to hook back up. I ran into her mother, and Mama was like, she was having a graduation, so I wanted to be there to support her, let her know I ain't never fall off, and let her know where my love still was. And so yeah, we hooked back up at the graduation, and she funky fresh out of rehab, and you know, I'm already fresh. I'm like, yeah, let's do what we're gonna do. And you know what I'm saying? And then from there, she just been you know, doing her thing, and like I said, I'm just one of her biggest supporters, and I just always want to see the best for her.
Yeah, that is so true. And I mean, one thing I can say about this is that it is so important to have real love supporting you no matter what. And the prayers that people put on you, they get answered. They will get answered, because God is going to put you through some stuff. Like, you know, I know my parents and my family was praying for me. Even, you know, Christian Temple and all the people I grew up with, they praying for you. But, I mean, it's like sometimes you don't feel the prayer because of the life you're living, and you just moving, you know, real crazy and just doing your thing. But God does interrupt all of that at his own time. The way he interrupted for me is every time I OD'd, because I like get high by myself, because I'm stupid when I get high. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't need nobody around me, no nothing. I can laugh by myself, talk to myself.
Selfish.
Yeah, being selfish.
That's me.
Right, see?
I ain't one. I'm not one. Like, I could start off with you, but really I could just give you a few dimes and let you go. I could do a lot by myself chilling.
Right.
But then sometimes the geek of it, you just want that company. Now, like me and Sarai, we hook up. She likes to come out our clothes.
That's true.
So I gotta look at these titties and shit. She on there, you know. We all got our own little personal geek.
Right.
But I can honestly just get nice around her, and cause she ain't bothering with me. Like, she ain't talk. Like, I don't need to talk to you.
Right, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need the dick in my face. None of that.
Yeah,
like I just like being free.
I wanna just get right. I just want to get right, and then we can come into whatever you want, conversations, whatever. You fucked up in the game. I'm all ears, but don't play with me in the beginning.
Right.
And so, you know, but that's just being selfish. You know, you just want, you know, everything to yourself. Don't want to share, but that's just the way that substance make you, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't nothing like that now.
Neither am I.
I'm such a giver.
I still getting on my clothes, though. I walk around the house naked all the time.
I mean, that's just whatever.
That's who I am. I'm a free bird.
I ain't tripping. I mean, I already know how you roll, so I ain't, you know, I ain't tripping. I'm the kind of person like, yo, I'm gonna go over and see my sister, but look, she might come downstairs, I might not have a shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
But don't play with her like you was not playing about me.
But it's not like that. You know, like you just gotta understand that, you know, people are who they are, and once you get a respect for it, you know, because people act like they ain't never seen breasts or seen somebody walk around in their panties and, you know, make somebody feel all uncomfortable and stuff like that. But you know, you just gotta find your way. You know what I'm saying? And God He gonna do what He gotta do for you. That's why I say is once you get yourself together, do what you gotta do, and take that first step on faith, because, you know, God is gonna make sure you straight. And I be trying to tell people, like, you don't have to run out here jumping, looking for this or looking for that, because every time you try to do something before God helps you, it's not a guarantee it's going to go the way you need it to go.
Sure.
Because you stepping out there what you want.
Yeah.
And what you want ain't good all the time.
And that's the truth. That is definitely the truth. And sometimes, you know, you want something so badly that you would say, oh, God bless me with this, and God ain't had nothing to do with it. Not saying that God not going to teach you a lesson through it, because everything has something, you know, in it, you know, especially if you going straight for God. Like, God, show me this, show me that. Like, I want to learn from this, I want to learn from that. If you actually open your heart totally to God, you might not be able to see everything or hear everything at that time, but you have loved ones around you that can see exactly what you know, but you just want to live in a facade. You want to just make it what you want to make it, you know? And, I mean, it'll be fun for a little while, you know, but when God have a plan for you and a purpose for you, He's going to do what He needs to do with you, as long as He don't lose you, you know? And, I mean, things that I've been through clean, all it did was pull me closer to God. So if that's the only thing I had to learn, to go straight back to God and be closer to Him, never lost Him, always to put Him first. But sometimes you just got to be by yourself and let God work through you. You know what I mean? He can't teach you and give you everything He had for you if you putting other things in front of Him. You know what I mean? It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be my job. It could be anything. That's why I always try to prioritize things, because I know someone is going to lose out on the love I have to give, you know, if I'm not focused on the right things at the right time. So, I mean, I had to bring my brother on here because, like, it's things that I be wanting to say, but people that don't know me, I mean, you should know me. I mean, I'm an open book. I'm gonna tell you how it is right off the top. I'm not gonna be fake and phony. I'm not gonna present it like something that is not. You know, I'm just here to help, because I know that we are two creatures right here that are a beast alone. Can you imagine if we have others, you know, with us doing the same thing, doing it for the same reasons, and that's to be in service, you know, to help others. We here to service. We're not here for ourselves anymore. And I can't stop saying that. When you learn that you're not here for yourself, and it's not all about you, it's about what you can do for others and just bring them closer to the real. I don't know if the real is somebody's tree or just someone else. I don't know what you praise. I don't know what is bigger than you, but it got to be something bigger than you. Before it was God, it was more my I think it's alter ego. That's how you say it. Ego. Yeah, alter ego. See, that's one of the things I can't do. Pronounce words correctly. I try, but I love the way I talk. You know it's Soraya. He's blind, but he know when it's me. You know what I mean? Because no one can be but me. You know, and of course I have the God in me too, but it's just, at first I was like, I have all these personalities, you know what I mean, because I was living that type of life, you know what I mean? You have to be able to adjust in every situation you're in. So I was just one of those type. Like, if you can come along with a person that have a vision, like I said, my brother would run circles around 99% of people that I know. I'm talking about cleaning, going to job sites with me. I might be going through a bunch of, you know, guys that's selling drugs out of the house and cleaning out. But I know how to talk street without cursing. And they be like helping me. Like, oh, we getting our stuff out of here. We sorry. No, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the respect level. They know I'm not here to call the police on them or stop that operation, but your operation got to stop in here. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a certain respect that you have to have out here when you meet something rare. When you have rareness, when you have value to it, you have to let that item or whatever it is feel that. Because if you don't, you know, the only time you really value something is when you lose it. And it's crazy because God works in mysterious ways. He can bring things back to you better, but don't mean you're the same person. You might miss that person that you had before, and you don't get the same results anymore. You know what I mean? So why lose what God gave you or blessed you with? And I just say that, you know, it's nothing wrong with, you know, being depressed. It's nothing wrong with crying. It's nothing wrong with going through things. I feel like with me, and I'm talking about me personally, I love when I go through things. Why? Because I know that it's something I can get out of what I went through. And I would never go through the same situation the same way again. Not saying you won't go through the situation again, but it won't end up the same way. It won't have the same response. It won't have the same time frame given. You know, you won't lose anything. And how God worked in my life is that, like, when I go through things and it hurts really, really bad, He have me pick up, like, I never even lost out on time, and time is the most valuable thing in the world. He made me feel like I just picked up and nothing ever happened. I didn't lose anything. But just the education of, don't forget, you always going to come back to me. Don't forget, I brought you through hell. Don't forget, I restored you from the inside out. You know, you not even the plastic surgery could have made you look like what you look now today. You know what I mean? So it's only one God that we serve, and it's mine is a beast. Mine's gangster as hell. You know what I mean? So that's why I am who I am, because I have a gangster God. I can't have one of those Pentecostal gods that I grew up on and just beating tambourine all day, every day, saying God is going to, you know, make you go to hell for everything you do. That is not true. I really do look at, and I don't know the story, but I live the word. You know what I mean? He did not have the chosen beside him when he died and was crucified. He had one of us, an addict, a drunk, a thief.
Yeah, the thief.
Right? You see what I'm saying? Like, that means a lot to me. He did not y'all really don't understand. He don't always call on the qualified. Sometimes he qualified the call. And I am the call. He is the call. If you want to know your purpose and you know you're here for a reason, you are called to do some things, and he will qualify you. You know, I would never think today I would have a podcast and 8 businesses. I would never think today I would be clean, talking, you know, with nonprofits and having sponsors and, you know, buying property and land. That's nothing but God. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just a vessel doing the daggone thing.
The funny thing about life is that ain't none of us perfect, and that's what make it so sweet. So like when you see people really
turn it up and talk a little bit.
So when you see people moving around, going about their thing, like God don't need perfect people, because first of all, He chooses us. We don't choose Him. So when you dealing in that aspect, you know what I'm saying? He want that bum in the gutter. So when He make a difference in this life, it's gonna make a difference in 100 other people's lives. So He took 2 vessels like us, and you know, like I feel like I'm here to let people see how it's supposed to be. You know, through handicap or whatever, however you want to look at it or see me. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just here to keep it as real as I can, because first of all, we as a people really don't like hearing the truth. You know, that's why like a lot of churches fall, because the pastor start off in the Bible, but his whole sermon be about something else, ATM machines and finances gonna get you this way, but that's not God. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta keep it real, give him the unadulterated view of the Bible, and keep it real, because like I said, he gonna grab a bum in the gutter first, because that's the person we talk or looking at, pointing the finger at, and then you be like, it ain't about him jumping into no big Mercedes Benz or nothing. It's just the walk and the faith that we all need to have, because the truth is here. Time is getting short. And definitely nobody has no time to be playing around. And need to get it together. You know, my little sister, she a walking testimony. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to come get yourself together, go through some things, because if you don't understand of going through anything, then life is just that easy for you, and life is not easy. It ain't bad either, but it's what you make it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I take it one day at a time. I got a whole household I take care of. I do what I gotta do, and you know, I take the shortcomings with the long comings, but at the end of the day, God see me through. I just want to be a living example that, you know, you don't have to be stay in the house because you can't see, or you can't hear, or you can't walk, or whatever. You just gotta have faith and put that one first foot out there. Get out there, do what you gotta do. Try to make the best of whatever, because God don't make no joke.
That's right.
We destroy ourselves.
That's right. Self-destruction. And I mean, one thing I can say, like, if I lose a lot of things in my life, one thing you don't lose is real love. You know, or real
and
friends,
you're supposed to lose.
Family. It's
How do you gain?
Exactly. I was just talking about that yesterday, right? So I was saying, and God had me actually prophesy yesterday. I was talking in tongues and everything, right? You know, so what happened was, I was like, how can God repair anything in my life if I don't see it as broken? You know, He can't repair something you don't see broken. You say, oh, I'm good, I got this, I got that, whatever. But what about, you know, your kids? You put your kids on a back burner for a life you wanted, not for what God wanted, but for a life you wanted. So I still was missing some broken relationships that I'm supposed to have as being clean. I didn't come to be clean to put my kids still on the back burner and for them to feel a certain kind of way. Like, hell no. So when I learn some things, don't let me learn, because I'm an overdoer.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you don't want to do with beasts and, you know, animals and people like us, if you plan a game or if you have some kind of system you do things, but don't let them pick up on anything, because those are the type of people, and first of all, they're going to tell you they know. Second of all, don't seem surprised when something just happened. You know what I mean? Like, you should be saying, I think that if this don't go right, this is going to happen. And be prepared. You know, I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter. I look forward to fighting through the day when I wake up. That's my life, and I look forward to, because I don't value anything that I didn't work for. You know what I'm saying? If my kids always love me, but I needed to work for the proper love. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want them to be in bad relationships and stuff like that, but all they seen is me being in bad relationships and taking care of everything and doing this and doing that and investing myself in the wrong things. You know what I mean? That's no different than being an addict. I mean, I'm treating a relationship or something that I want so badly and say, oh, I deserve this because I'm clean now. Man, please.
But you always, you know, being clean is like, that's like real serious. Like, you gotta look at it like, you know, just because you clean, and we just saying the word clean, because sometimes you're not. Sometimes your mind's still polluted. Like me. Like, I don't have no regrets, but I was sometimes doing my addiction. Like, I had a kind of family, like, when I got my two sons, my mother and her boyfriend, I got them. All they needed me to do was be the cash cow, but not a father. So I ain't raising my kids. I'm doing me.
Right.
I done forgot all about that father shit. You see what I'm saying? So now that I proclaim that I'm clean, trying to be just clean mind, but at the same time, when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, what if I really had to be hands on? How great would my boys be now? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like me not really being there, you know, even though they had the grandfather, but he ain't me. You see what I'm saying? And every time I come in there, I'm talking slick to him. You know what I'm saying? Not really giving them what they really need. So, like, you know, I end up losing one, and I still got a son. He walk on a walker now. Now he's using a cane. He's doing this thing. He's trying to get himself back together. But I feel like sometimes you can lose train of thought of things and forget just because of your enablers, meaning your people around you that, go ahead, you good. We got them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now we talking 25 years later. I got a whole new family. I got a 3-year-old. I got an 11-year-old, and I got another 21-year-old, and I got 4 kids by my first wife. Lost one, and I just thank God that I could really give my kids that I'm raising now what I couldn't give my kids back then, because, like I said, we jump out here on this clean. Yeah, I'm clean. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I got it, and you still ain't really got nothing together, because, like you were saying, you trying to figure out what you done, or you trying to build this new relationship up, but you still gotta. You can't never really. It's not good to fix broken things all the time. Sometimes some things you just gotta keep it moving, and let them know who the person we are now. The people we are now. You see what I'm saying? So, I just want to say, you know, people getting out there on a fresh start or whatever. Like, just pray every day, one day at a time, and understand that, yeah, we clean, but we still got a lot of work to put in, because we done did a lot to some people that mean the most to us, and they don't understand, especially as children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to deal with their little attitudes or whatever's coming with it, because you got to see the part that you played in it.
And that's the truth. And one thing about me, I ain't perfect. I'm still a work in process, and I love every bit of the process that I'm working on and that God have me working on. You know, one thing I know is not me. It's definitely the Spirit of God that's inside me that had me be moving the way I move, you know. I mean, I could be broken and say, well, dang, I done tried this, and so I'm going back. Man, it's no drug out here in the world. First of all, we overdo it. Like, me and my brother, we like twins. People come to me always say, like, you a female type. And they go to Tank and say, you know what I'm saying? You like a Soraya. You know, I mean, they really honestly say this, like, on the streets all the time. Like, man, you just like I mean, and it's cool to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we have animal instincts too. You know what I mean? Like I said, my God gangster, so he, you know, I mean, like, I mean, if I ever went through the jungle or anything, you better believe I'm going to get to the other side. And I know this nigga is, oh, God forgive me for, I'm trying to stop saying that word. That's the only bad word I say. But I know he going to get through. Like, it's just like, you got to understand that it's not all you. You know what I mean? It's something waking you up in the morning to start you off on your day and things like that. We are physically here, we are a vessel, but you gotta have that spirit inside you to give you that get up and go. So we just here to tell you that we ain't stopping, and God ain't started yet. That's the crazy part. You be thinking like, I'm living a life, I got a house, I got a car, I got another car, I got all. You got to also realize the more you have on your plate, the more problems you have when things do not go the way you want it to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what you want to tell the listeners? Because we're going to be back. I mean, I look, he really said, oh my God, he talked about the naked part. But I don't care. I am an open book, and what I used to do, I don't do in that form now. Yes, I still walk around like that, and sometimes my kids, they used to be like, golly, can you just put a robe on, like something? I got a million of them. I don't feel free. I'm in my house, you know. Now, I walk around like that, it's like they don't ever see me. You know, and I'm loving it. Now I want to put a robe on because they're not saying nothing. So it's like, I don't know, I'm a different type of animal. You know what I mean? Now I want to walk around with, like, you know, a nightie on or something like that because they're not saying nothing. But I'm a very rebellious type of person too. You know, don't keep telling me what to do, especially if this is nothing you contributing to. You know what I'm saying? You don't like to close your door. You know what I mean? You hear me walking around the house, don't come out the door.
I mean, hey, listen, you're going to be free ball, then free ball. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say, you know, I just want to thank the listeners for, you know, hearing me out. I ain't done yet, and I just want to heard this little phrase or whatever, but they say it's only one race.
Mm-hmm.
You know what race that is?
No, tell me. Tell the listeners. I don't know.
It's the human race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was deep.
Yeah, it's only one race. Ain't no white, black, none of that. It's only one race.
And you know what? I think
serious, right?
That was so deep because when I look at people, I don't see color. I see the way you act, your mannerisms, the way you present yourself. I never see color because, to be honest, 99% of my clients are out-of-state investors. 90% of that is Jews. And 1% are black. And I went hard for the blacks first. It was 100% black. But we don't have our minds together. We don't know how to come together. We don't know how to work together. We don't know how to do anything together. Selfish. So even when it comes to, you know, different nationalities and stuff like that, I put them on block too, because I know my worth. When you start coming to me and you want to, you know, I say, look, I gave you $2,000 discount because it was this many properties. And then you still come in saying, well, can you give me another $2,000 so I can go home with $200? You on block. And the thing is, that take courage too, because these are the same people that really, like, you working for your money and you pay your bills with that. But if you lose big contracts like that, I'm such a faith warrior. I'm like, if it's not for me, it's not for me, but you ain't gonna disrespect me. You ain't gonna talk me down. I mean, I'm out here. I'm actually out here doing these lock changes. I'm out here picking up refrigerators and all of that. Like, yes, this is what I do. And I don't want to do it forever, but I don't have a problem with it. I work for what I get. No one gives me anything other than my mother. She definitely looked out for me. Like, I just called her yesterday to God say, call your mom, just let her know. Now, I just told her when we had Thanksgiving for July. You missed the dinner. You were supposed to be there. Thanksgiving in July. And I said, Mom, you is really the matriarch of all of this. Like, we always come into her house and everybody come there, big dinners. She held me down with my kids. My kids could be in the system right now. They could be in the system lost somewhere, and I'm up here looking for them, taking all these swabs and stuff. Like, I'm looking for my daughters. I'm looking for my, like, that's a blessing in its own. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, like, it is just such an amazing thing when you can see that God said, I can use you too. The way I look back then, I was a madam. I mean, I did my thing, but the way I looked and didn't even know I looked like that. One time I scared myself. Let me tell you, oh my God. So I'm in the room and back then, you know what I'm saying? I said, let me rent this room from you. Now, mind you, the person I rent the room from, he been clean for like 30-something years, but he was living dirty. You still can be clean and live dirty. Living dirty, you know, hanging with the girls on the streets, you know, the hoes and stuff like that, acting like he threw the dope down in the toilet just to get his dick sucked and all of that. Like, I mean, just some nasty, crazy stuff, like treating us like we unhuman and stuff like that. And I'm in my room, like, getting high for about 3 months straight. Now, mind you, I get the settlement. I forgot what the settlement was. I buy him a truck, you know what I mean? Tell him hold on to the rest of the thousands and say, just give me this when I need this, because, I mean, I'm still selling the 8 balls to turn it to this and then turn it to that so it can pay for itself. And then he telling me, no, I ain't giving you no more money. I mean, this is my money. I ain't giving you no more money, stuff like that. So I'm in there, and like I said, I like to get high by myself. I don't never gotta go outside because everything I needed was in the house. And if somebody needed something, they come to my room. So one day I'm walking down the steps. Now he had mirrors all on the wall as you going down the steps in the hallway. I hit the first step. I thought somebody was following me, and I jumped so hard, scared to death, like, what the hell is behind me? And I looked in the mirror, it was me. The whole time I'm thinking somebody trying to creep up on me, and it was me. Man, that was like you would have thought that taught me a lesson. No, I got high for another 3 months and didn't look in the mirror. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happened. But it's just things that will happen to you, and some things you're just not going to learn from. Some things you'll learn from and just say, well, forget it. It is what it is. But if you have a purpose, if you can change anyone's life, man, I go down the street, man, and yesterday I didn't feel too well, but I had the biggest smile on my face, and they said, oh my God, you just made me smile. They said, you are so infectious. I'm like, wow, I don't feel it, but I know I got that, I got that spark in me. You know what I mean? And it's greater than it was before. That's the crazy part.
It's supposed to be great.
You know, it is like sometimes those spirits are real. They real. They can make you feel heavy. They can make you feel like the world is on your shoulders. People can see it. You know, if you feel a certain, just go to God. He'll direct you if you're willing, if you really, really willing. But we're going to shut this down today because we already done told you way too much. But we coming back with more. And this is Soraya Parker at Turning the Pages Podcast and my brother Tank.
We all ready.
All right, so we'll be back next time. See ya.